So today we're going to look at another product from my childhood, and depending on your age group, it may depend on how you did homework when you were at school. If you were a child of the 60s or 70s, you might have looked at the New Junior Encyclopedia collection, and that was actually something my mum had at the time. If you were a child of the 90s, the early 90s especially, you may have been familiar with the Darling Kindersley Eyewitness Book collection. Nowadays, of course, children will probably go to things like Wikipedia, and the information is available at our fingertips in just a click away. But somewhere in the middle, before time began, before broadband was a thing, in the days of the dial up modem, does anybody remember that? Going online and dialing up to check your emails? So, in the time in between, there was this thing called Encarta from Microsoft, and that's what I'd like to look at today. This is once again my very own copy from my childhood, and was actually packaged, I believe, with my granddad's first computer, his tiny Windows 95 PC. And the hours I spent looking at this, looking at all the different articles and things, it's really quite a thing for its time. And we're just going to whiz through the setup screens here, and allow me, without further ado, to introduce to you Encarta 97. What an entrance jingle that was. Every time you heard it, it just felt like something special. We'll get straight into it, and we'll just have a little look at what Encarta actually has to offer. Of course, it's not everything that it has to offer, but the main bulk of the presentation here is the encyclopedia. You can see here I'm just going to look up Tutankhamun, and we were instantly into an article on who he was, the death mask there, which is pretty impressive. It was pretty impressive for its time anyway. And you can see at the few clicks of a finger here, you have access to all of this great information. But that's not actually what we're here for. What I want to show you is a hidden feature that sits under media features in this particular version, and that's called Mind Maze. Once you're in, it's pretty simple to get started. You pop your name in, and you entered into the hallway, and here you can select kind of what subjects you want, what level of difficulty you want, and then the game begins. And essentially it's based on the Encarta Encyclopedia backend, so it's an educational game based on educational historical questions. And here you can just see some examples of some of the questions. What do we think then, guys? Anybody else remember this one, or is it just me?